Welcome back to Just Scribble for my 2025 planner reveal. I am so excited to be bringing this video to you guys and to be bringing my planner to you guys. This has been a dream of mine for quite a while, and I'm super excited because my dream and my vision has become a reality, and I'm over the moon. And the support that I've gotten on the sneaks that I've shared has been nothing short of amazing. So I am so excited to be bringing this to you. Before we get into the actual details of the planner and the 2 notebooks that I'm launching that are companions to the planner, I did want to go over a few administrative things. The first thing that I wanted to mention is that the planner samples that I had printed are printed on 2 different papers in 2 different ways, and neither of those papers is the paper that the planner is actually going to be printed on. So the planner and both notebooks are going to be printed on 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper. However, Sanzen just finished their first batch of 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. I actually have a sample of it here. And because they just finished making their first batch, I couldn't use the 68 GSM for the samples. So the samples that I have that are printed in Tomoe River paper, they are printed on 52 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper, not 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper. Because of that, there may be a little bit more shadowing and ghosting in the print in the sample planners than there will be in the finished product. So just keep that in mind as we're going through the samples. Additionally, the cost of printing samples on Tomoe River paper, because they have to be done on a specific press, is significantly more expensive than creating samples on a regular like 80-pound paper. And so I did a combination of samples in the samples that I had made so that I could show you pieces on Tomoe River paper made with the press that's actually going to print the planners, and then some other samples that are on the plain 80-pound paper, which are done with a digital printer. So the printing quality on the 80-pound paper isn't going to be as good and isn't going to be the quality that you're going to get in your actual planner. But I wanted to be able to do full planner samples to flip through with you guys, and so because of that, I have kind of a combination of 52 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper samples and then 80-pound kind of plain paper samples. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that this is going to be the first video of 4. So first we're going to have this video, which is the general reveal of the notebooks and the planner, where I'm going to share the layouts in the planner with you. And then I'm going to have separate detailed videos for each planner because there is a vertical planner and a horizontal planner. So I'm going to have separate videos going through the horizontal and the vertical planner, the complete actual planner. Because when you print a sample, you generally only print one signature. But I had, with the digital printer, full planners printed so that I could show you the entire planner and the entire layout. So we'll have this reveal video, then we'll have a horizontal video and a vertical video, and then I'm going to do a little video on the paper just showing you the difference between the 68 GSM and the 52 GSM, just so that you have that information. So that's the kind of background admin stuff that I wanted to explain to you guys and talk to you guys about. Talk to you about the different paper that I used and why I used it, and then also that this would be one of 4 videos. So I have here the 3 2025 planner launch items. They are all in A5 size. Initially, I'm only doing one size at launch. I do have plans for other sizes and other styles in the future. Depending on how well the planner is received and how popular it is, I may add a second size for 2025, but that will be a little bit later. This initial launch is going to be in A5 size only. So what we have in the launch are 2 planners, a horizontal planner and a vertical planner, both of which are A5 size, both of which come in a 2-volume set. So you have 2 books, one that is January through June and one that is July through December. And then we have a lined notebook for journaling, and then we also have a blank notebook. So before we get into the planner, I'm going to cover the notebooks and then we'll go through the planner. So these are the 2 notebooks that we have. We have Doodles, which is a blank notebook in our Chesnut cover. And then we have Scribbles, which is a lined notebook in our Pecan color. The covers on all 3, the blank notebook, the lined notebook, and the planner, are so soft and so nice and super flexible. I'm so excited. And all of them lay flat, which is awesome. So Doodles is a blank notebook that you can use for sketching, doodling, watercolor, ink swatching. You can really use it for anything that you want. It was designed as a place to be creative. So the cover does say Doodles in hot pink foil. And then on the back it says designed by Just Scribble, also in the hot pink foil. And this particular sample is in the 80-pound paper, but the actual one you receive will be in 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. When you open the Doodles notebook, you have plain white end papers. And then when you flip the page, your very first page says the one with my doodles, and then all the rest of the pages will be blank to do anything that you want with it. And then at the very end, the very last page says, don't forget to just scribble. And then you have the same end papers in the back that are plain white. So you can cover them with stickers or washi. You could add vellum. You can do whatever it is you want to kind of customize this and make them your own. Initially, this was going to be a 128-page blank notebook. However, after receiving the sample and seeing the lined notebook with it, I decided that I'm actually going to increase the page numbers in the Doodles blank notebook. And so it will actually be 256 pages, which is the same number of pages that's in our lined notebook. So both the blank notebook and the lined notebook will be made with 68 GSM Tomoe River paper. Both of them will have 256 pages. So that is the Doodles notebook. And then this is our lined notebook. It is called Scribbles, and the intent behind this was to be a journal, but you could use this for anything you want. You could use this as a journal, you could use it for commonplacing, you could use it for note-taking, you could truly use it for anything that you wanted. On the cover of Scribbles, it does say Scribbles in a pale pink foiling, and on the back, once again, it says designed by Just Scribble. The end papers, once again, are white. The first opening page says the one with my scribbles, and then it goes straight into a lined notebook. This is a 7mm lined notebook, similar to a college ruled notebook. And then the last page, just like on the Doodles, will say, don't forget to just scribble. So normally in the samples, only the first signature is printed, but they printed extra lined paper and stuck it in the back for me so I could use all of these pages for a journal, which was super nice. So this is the actual sample printing with the first page, and then the lined pages, and then the last page of your notebook. And then the remaining pages, they added lined pages. So this is a 256 page, 7mm lined notebook that will be in 68 GSM Sanzen Tomoe River paper. So those are our notebooks. We have a blank notebook and a lined notebook, Doodles and Scribbles. And then we have our planner. So the planner, like I said, is a 2-volume planner. There are a few reasons why I decided to create this as a 2-volume book set. The first being that I just really love a 2-book set. I love the fresh start that you get during the summer. I know a lot of people are looking for a change or a revamp or a refresh in July. So moving into the second book gives you a chance to reassess how you're using your planner, change things up. It gives you a chance to get all the endorphins that you get out of setting up a new planner. And I think it really lines up well with what I see in the planner community, with people wanting to kind of reset every July. So that is one of the reasons I did a 2-book set. Another reason is because keeping this at 352 pages allows you to pair it with one of the notebooks, and you can carry them together in your cover if you want. So if we had made this a full book that was over 700 pages, you wouldn't be able to carry your Scribbles notebook or your Doodles notebook with your planner. And then the third and probably the most important reason why it is a 2-book set is sheerly due to the number of pages. The size of our planner, one volume of it, is the same size as a full year Stalogy. So if we were to make this into one book with both volumes in one book, it would just be a brick to carry around and to use and to write in, especially as it fluffs up during the year, and it wouldn't fit into clear covers that people already have. It wouldn't fit into their folios and all those types of things. And so because our volumes are the same size as a Stalogy in both height, width, and thickness, you can use your Stalogy jelly covers, your Stalogy covers from Chic Sparrow, Sojourner, VDS, Giglio, whoever, and our planner will fit in it. So those are the reasons why we have a 2-volume set. So the cover of our planner is in almond. And on the front cover, it says plans in a rose gold foiling. At the bottom, it says the year 2025, and then it says the style. So this one says horizontal, the vertical one says vertical, and then it indicates the volume number. And then on the spine, it says the year and the volume number. And then on the back, it says designed by Just Scribble. Now, one thing that makes plans by Just Scribble different than a lot of the planners in the community is that this is a bundled planner. It is bundled in 2 ways. It is organized by quarter, and then within the quarter, the months, weeks, and days are bundled. So that means after your January monthly, you have the weeks of January and the days of January, and then after January ends, you have February monthly, February weeks, February days, and so on. And then at the end of March, you'll have the end of the quarter, and then the beginning of the next quarter, and then the months of that quarter. When I do the walkthroughs of the 2-volume sets for both horizontal and vertical, you'll be able to see clearly how it's organized. So just like our notebooks, when you open up the planner, it has white end papers. And then when you turn the page, you have your first page, which in the first volume says the one with my plans, and in the second volume says the one with more of my plans. And at the bottom of that page, there is a place for your key. So I know a lot of people in the planner community hate this first page because it's stuck to the end pages. And so a lot of people will glue the page so that they don't even see it. I decided that I wanted to add a little function to the page. So if you like this page, and if you like the function, and if you use a key in your planner, you can put your key here. If you don't like this page, you can just ignore it, or you can glue it, whatever it is that you like to do. But the introductory page in both volumes of the planners has a key at the bottom. And then the first spread in your planner is a yearly overview. On the left-hand page, you have the full year of 2025. On the right-hand page, you have the first 4 months of whatever your next book is going to be. So this is volume 1, and so that means it has the first 4 months of volume 2. So it has July, August, September, and October. The volume 2 book has the first 4 months of 2026. So it has January, February, March, and April. And then on that page, it has a place for you to do pre-planning. That way you have a place to put your appointments and your events that get scheduled during the period that your planner covers, even though you haven't moved into the next volume. So in the first volume, you'll be able to pre-plan for the first 4 months of volume 2, and then in volume 2, you'll be able to pre-plan for the first 4 months of 2026. The spread after that is the perpetual calendar. We're having major storms outside, so hopefully the lightning and the thunder isn't too bad. But right after your yearly overview, you have your perpetual calendar. The perpetual calendar in your book is based on the months that are in that book. So this book is for volume 1, which is January through June, and so you have January through June's perpetual calendar. Volume 2 has July through December perpetual calendar. The perpetual calendar has a spot at the top for you to write on, a spot at the bottom for you to write on, and it is dated, and your weekends are shaded. After the perpetual calendar, the actual planner starts. It kicks off with an annual section that has an annual preview section and then annual goals. For the year, the quarters, and the months, there are previews at the beginning and recaps at the end. And you'll see that layout in a little bit. And then, of course, you'll see it in complete detail when we do the full flips of both the horizontal and the vertical planners. But you'll have a preview for 2025, a preview for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, a preview for every month in the year, and then also a recap for the year, a recap for each quarter, and a recap for each month. In the annual section where you have that preview, you'll also have an annual goals section. You also have that in the quarters. And the spread looks the same in all of those goals sections. So you'll have an annual goals section and then a goals section for each of the 4 quarters. When designing this planner, one of the things that I really wanted to do was to give direction but not tell you what to do. I wanted the planner to have enough structure, but without being so locked in that you couldn't use it in a different way if that didn't work for you. And the goals section is a good representation of that. This is our goals section, and it is set up in a way that you can use this for your goals, but you could also use it for a lot of different things. And between the launch and the new year, we will be adding guides to our website that will show you some different ways that you can use the different spreads in our planner. And then, of course, I will be doing videos next year as well. But this is our goals planner. It has 8 sections, 4 on each page, with a header spot and then a grid. So you can set this up for different areas of your life, and you can set it up for your goals, or you could cover the goals and use this for something completely different. So you'll have annual goals and then goals for each quarter. In addition to having quarterly goals, you also have quarterly trackers. So the trackers are organized by quarter. So you have the trackers for the 3 months of that quarter all together with your quarterly goals, and then also bundled with the months, weeks, and days of that quarter. So this is our quarterly tracker. So it says track it at the top, and then it has a place for you to track things that you track weekly as well as daily. So it has 5 weeks indicated here for weekly tracking, and then the days of the month for daily tracking. And once again, the weekends are shaded. So for example, for quarter 1, you'll have January, February, March, and then you'll have a blank grid page in case you want to graph something, or you want to make additional trackers, or you want to add a vision board that relates to your tracking. Anything you want, there's a blank grid page. The other feature that's in the quarterly section is a quarterly project planner. So this features 3 months on one side and then a grid section for each of those months on the other side. It is dated with a Monday start like the rest of our planner. and it has a grid section over there. And this was intended to be a project planner, but there are really so many ways that you can use this. If you have a YouTube channel, you could use this for your YouTube video planning and tracking. You could use this for meal planning. You could use this as a cleaning tracker. There's a lot of ways that you can use this. And like I said, we'll be providing some examples of different ways that you can use these, and we'll definitely want to hear the unique ways that you decide to use it as well. So after the quarter project planning, you go into the months of that quarter, and it will start off with a monthly preview. And then after the monthly preview, you will have your monthly spread, which is a Monday start. It indicates the month and the year. We also have the week number indicated on the far right hand side so that it doesn't interfere with your sidebar. And the full week is dated. The dates that relate to the previous month are slightly lighter than the dates of the current month, and the dates that relate to the future month are slightly lighter, but you have the entire week dated in case you want to plan on those post and pre days in your monthly spread. Additionally, on months that have 6 weeks, we did not split this last week. Instead, we added an additional row down at the bottom that is just one grid space shorter than the rest of them. So there are 8 grids in the monthly boxes, and if you have a 6 week, there are 7. And the grid spacing in this planner throughout is 4 millimeters. After your monthly spread, you have 2 blank grid pages that you can do whatever it is that you want. You can use this for master to-do lists for the month. You can use this to draw another monthly spread if you need one for work and one for personal. You can use this as your vision board for the month. You can use this to add photos at the end of the month for memory planning, whatever it is you want. And then you'll go into the first week of that month. So I do have an example here of both our vertical and our horizontal spread. So this is our vertical weekly. It has the month and the week number up at the top. It is a Monday start, and it has a 12-hour timeline that goes from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's a little bit of space above the 5 a.m. and below the 2 a.m. if you need to time block outside of that window. And of course, if you don't need to time block, you can just ignore the times, and they are set for half-hour increments. And then you have a sidebar on the left-hand side. Now, our horizontal spread is unique to us, and I am so in love with it. The horizontal, I think, is the planner that I am most excited about. I really didn't anticipate loving this planner as much as I do, but I am so excited for how it turned out. So this is our horizontal weekly. You have Monday through Sunday on the left-hand side, and then you have a little bit of a space, and then you have a grid section over here. You could use this for deco, you could continue the line across, and you could use one side for work and one side for personal. You could put your gratitude here. You could customize it any way you wanted. So on the left-hand side, you have your weekly spread, and on the right-hand side, you have a dashboard. The dashboard has your focus for the week, your priorities for the week. It has a checklist built in for your to-do list. It has a grid section here that you can use for notes, additional lists. It has a habit tracker built in at the bottom, and then it has 2 additional trackers. And these were designed so that you can use them as checklists or as additional trackers with the Monday through Sunday going down. So if you wanted to, for example, schedule your workouts, you could put Monday through Sunday, put workout, and you could list your workouts there. So that is our dashboard layout. And then after the week, you go straight into the dailies. When you flip the page from your week, there will always be a grid page on the left-hand side so that if you were to need 2 weekly spreads, you could add another weekly spread. If you needed more space for to-do lists or notes or what have you, you could use this for that. You could use this for whatever it is you want. And then Monday always starts on the right-hand side. In both the vertical and horizontal planners, the daily pages are dated. They have the day of the week and they have the date. In the horizontal, there is a timeline because you didn't have a timeline to time block on your weekly spread. But in the vertical, there is no timeline because you already have a timeline over here to time block. So these particular dailies in here are for the horizontal, and the vertical have no timeline. The timeline on the dailies is from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. based on how I use my dailies and also what I've seen in the planner community. Most of the time when people are using their timeline on their dailies, they're not time blocking their day in quite as much detail as they do in a vertical spread. So 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. kind of covered what the majority said that they would want on a daily timeline. But there is space above and below if you need to add additional time. And then on all of our grid pages, there is a shaded box in the center to show you where the center of the page is, so that if you wanted to divide the page vertically or horizontally or into quadrants, you could. So you have all of your dailies after your weekly, and then after Sunday, it will go into the next week, and then the days of that week, and so on until the end of the month. And then you'll have a monthly recap like this, and then a monthly preview for the next month, and that month's monthly, then its weeks and days, and so on. Like I said, I will be walking through the full planner in separate videos for both planners. The recap and the preview pages, they look the same, but opposite. So the recap page has a grid section at the top, and then it has 3 blank boxes at the bottom, and then the preview page has the 3 boxes at the top and the grid section at the bottom. And that's the same on the annual preview and recap, the quarterly preview and recap, and the monthly preview and recap pages. These white boxes are super versatile and you could use them for so many things. You could use them for your top priorities for the month. You could use them for the main events you had on the month. You could use them for photos. You could use them for deco. You could use them for your currentlies. And like I said, we will be giving examples on ways to use these spreads. And the last page, once again, says don't forget to just scribble. And then you'll have your end papers and the back of the book. So those are all the layouts of our planner and a discussion of how our planner is set up and organized. Like I said, there will be separate detailed videos walking through the entire planner setup for both the horizontal and the vertical, so you can truly visualize the planner organization in Plans by Just Scribble. So the last thing I need to talk about in this video is ordering your planners and notebooks. Originally, I had actually planned on just doing ready to ship, so turning on the website when the planners came in and letting people order them ready to ship. But after I opened up the samples and the excitement that I had for them and the excitement I've seen from those of you that have been following my sneaks, I know that if it was me, I wouldn't want to have to wait until they came in to order mine. I would want to order it immediately. So I am actually going to be offering these as a pre-order, but it won't be a several months long pre-order. We anticipate the planners and notebooks will arrive middle of September. So any planners and notebooks that are ordered on a pre-order will ship out once they come in. And those that decide not to pre-order and wait to order until after the planners come in, those will just ship out ready to ship. So we are going to be doing these as a pre-order, and I am going to be offering some pre-order bundles. So you can save a little bit of money if you decide to bundle our planners or our planners and our notebooks. So we will be offering these as pre-orders, and pre-orders will open up on July 29th. We'll share that on Instagram and also in the community tab as well, with a link to the website and all of those things. And I will have information about the planners and the notebooks down in the description box. And then we have full listings and photos and all of that on the website as well. So pre-orders will open on the 29th of July, and then we anticipate receiving the planners mid-September, and any pre-orders will ship out as soon as the planners and notebooks arrive, and then orders that come in after the planners arrive will continue to ship out ready to ship. But that is my planner reveal. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you're as excited as I am. I am in love. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. I forgot to tell you or mention that the months in the planner all have thumb tabs that indicate the month that go down the page, and then the entire planner is page numbered, starting with page 1, which is the first functional page. So this is not page 1. This is page 1. So the entire planner is page numbered, and there are blank grid pages scattered throughout the planner to use for different things. And then there are 10 additional blank grid pages in the back of the planner as well to use for collections. I think that's the last thing I wanted to mention to you guys. I did mention the color names. I did mention the paper. I did mention that they lay flat and they're super soft and flexible, and they feel amazing, and I'm super excited. So that is my 2025 planner reveal. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below, and I will definitely get back with you. Give me a thumbs up if you liked my planner reveal. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future videos, and don't forget to just scribble.